Hi, I'm Aoife Redmond and I'm 19.
Hi, I'm Zoe Collins and I'm 19.
Krista Smith, 19.
My favourite Bible verse is Joshua 1:9, and it says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go."
My favourite Bible verse is John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. And this is because no matter what, God is there for us and sent his one and only Son, who was here to live on the earth to die for us so that we could have eternal life. What more amazing thing can we get than that?
My favourite Bible verse is Romans 8 verse 31, which is, "And if our God is for us, who could ever be against us?" And this is my favourite verse just because it shows me that with God on our side, we can do anything and that he'll always be with us.
When I was growing up, we used to get new leaders in our youth club every 1 to 2 years, and I never really understand why we couldn't just keep the same one. Myself and Carissa grew up together. We were friends since we were like 8 years old because of the youth club we went to. And Carissa joined Tom Team last year. And that's when I started to understand it all, that these leaders came through Tom Team and Carissa was on Tom Team, so I was able to ask questions about it. So I was surrounded by people doing Tom Team nearly my whole life, but I just didn't know it. So I started to ask questions and I really felt like it was something that I was being called to. When I got sent the application form, I just really started to think about it a lot and pray about it. And I really just felt that it was a strong calling, so that's why I did Tom Team.
I decided to do Tom Team because I wanted to give a year of my life for God to serve amazing young people here in Oregon.
The first year I done Tom Team, I decided to do it because all my youth leaders in my home church had come from Tom Team, and I just had seen what it done for them and really wanted to have the opportunity to try it as well. And then for my second year, I really just felt God calling me to it, so I just trust him that that was what he wanted for me, and it's all just worked out.
I would say that I became a Christian at the age of 15. I didn't grow up in a Christian home, but I attended a youth club. I started to get involved in that youth club by going to different things like Bible studies and services on Sundays, and I just started to ask questions and become curious with the whole thing. But it wasn't until 2009 at an event called Autumn Soul where I really had my first encounter with God and actually believed that there was a God. So I would say I was 15.
So I grew up in a Christian home, so I always knew there was a God and what it was all about. I gave my life to God when I was in about P7 at an SU camp over the summer. All my friends were Christians and I wanted to join in. So that year I decided that I was going to be saved and asked God into my life. Didn't really understand until third year, but from then on I've lived my life for God.
I would say I became a Christian when I was about 16. An event called Autumn Soul. I don't think really though it was until I was about 18 when I started on my first year at Tom Team where I started to really take my faith seriously and really understand what it was when I said that I was a Christian.
A verse that really helps me out when I'm going through a hard time is Nahum 1:7. "The Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble. He cares for those who trust in him." This verse was given to me by a friend when I was going through a hard time, and because of that I just associate it with comfort. So whenever I'm going through a hard time I can look at it and it just really helps me out.
My verse would be Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
A verse that I would go to when I'm having a hard time would be Psalm 139 verse 1, which basically says that I'm known by God, which to me really helps to know that I'm not alone in what I'm going through, and that I have a God who knows me and really cares about me.
If I was to share one thing about God to someone, I would just say that his power is beyond compare. If you ever feel like you're out of your depth with something, or you're just really struggling with something or anything, ask him about it. Talk to him about it. Pray to him about it. His power is beyond compare. He can do so much than you could ever imagine. Just ask.
If I was to share one thing about God, it would be that he's for everyone and anyone. He doesn't discriminate or stereotype anyone. In fact, everyone is welcome into his kingdom, and we're all key holders of his kingdom, and that's just amazing.
My one thing would be that our God is a God of endless second chances, which to me means that no matter how many times I mess up, he'll always take me back, and that he'll always forgive me when I ask for it and I truly mean what I'm saying. So